Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming. On behalf of Samuels and Associates, I'm pleased to welcome you to celebrate the topping off of the Pierce Building. It's a major construction milestone for us, and we're all very grateful that you've come today. Members of the community have come to support us, and as you've been doing for 15 years in this community, we're very grateful for the leadership and the stewardship and the advice you give us in helping to create what was essentially your vision in the Fenway. And it's been like a partnership with the community groups here. We're very grateful for all the guidance you've given us. Pierce Boston is going to be the tallest, and I say the coolest building in the Fenway. Thank you to the Globe for helping sell our condo units. Sue, that made it easy, right? Anyway, about 10 years ago, maybe even 15 years ago at this point, when we did the first building, the Trilogy building behind this, it stranded this little triangular piece of land that, if you guys remember, was the D'Angelo sandwich shop. And most of the community always said, can't you do something about that little piece? And we said, well, it's really hard to build on. It's irregularly shaped. It's in a tough spot. It's expensive. And it was the community's idea, along with the city, that said, well, we can make it, give you some extra incentives to get that piece of land under agreement and do something with it, because it really is going to be the front door to the Fenway coming from the west, and we really would appreciate something special there. And so it was the community who called this a gateway parcel, essentially, which incented us to put a little more height on the building. And we got it under control, and we've been working on this for many, many years. We think of it as our signature piece in the Fenway because it's got great architecture. The BRA, which is now not the BRA, the BPDA, has pushed us to do great architecture here. Hold on a sec. Longwood. Anyway, the city has pushed us to do something special with architecture here. Every time we brought in a plan, they said, make it better, make it more of a signature building, make it special. We've worked very hard to do that. We think that this is the front door of the Fenway, and we're very excited about it. We're very grateful for all of you who have helped us get to this point. I need to thank our partners at Landsea Ventures, at Weiner Ventures, our bankers at Bank of America and JP Morgan, our EB5 capitalists, Birch Capital, who have helped us get to this point. John Moriarty and Associates, a very special builder. This is our second project in a row. Same team, same construction people, same laborers. It's been fabulous seeing all you guys around here for the last, 8 or 10 years. The process has been smooth as silk. Most of you guys know Big T and Jerry Dorado and Tommy Lowe, and they're sort of the keepers of this neighborhood now, and we couldn't be more grateful for the work that you guys have done. So with that, really, it's mostly just thank yous to those folks and our internal team, which I think Leslie will handle in a bit. So with that, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Martin Walsh. Marty has taken over the stewardship of the city with the same professional and responsible stewardship that we had for the last 20 years, but he's taken it to a whole new level. He adds creativity. He has fresh thinking, he's competitive, and every time you have a conversation with our mayor, he wants to know how we're doing, how can we make it better, how are my teams doing, how are my agencies doing, what's going on. He's always thinking about how do we make Boston a little fresher. And the more important part is he thinks of us in terms of being competitive with the other major cities in this country. Some of the big thought leaders, some of the big aggressive players in job growth like San Francisco and New York City and DC, and our mayor wants to make us competitive and better with all those people. And I think that's a very special place to be. It's important that our business community and our politicians are thinking in that way, and it sends a very good message for our future. And so I want to invite Mayor Walsh to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. And I want to say, when Steve showed you this paper, just ignore this little parking thing on the other side of it. About raising things, don't worry about that. I want to thank Steve and his entire team. I also want to thank Brian Golden and his team from the Boston Planning and Development Agency that's here with us today, who do some great work in our city. I want to thank the contractor, John Moriarty, and all the subcontractors on this project who are doing some incredible work. Leslie Cohen and the other companies, Lancy, Weiner, and all the other folks that are here. I also want to recognize the city councilor for this neighborhood, who also is somebody who works very hard every single day to see his district grow, but also keep the uniqueness of his community, and that's City Councilor Josh Zakem. Thank you, Councilor, for being with us today. You know, Boston is a unique city. We're a city of neighborhoods, and we're constantly evolving. The Fenway is a much-loved example of Boston. Every neighborhood has its own identity, and there's no different than what's happening here in the Fenway area. And this area is growing, and it's evolving, and it's also moving forward, but it's also protecting Fenway's historic charm and beauty, and something that we have to continue to do. So we appreciate all the Fenway community's input on this work, and anyone who's here from the neighborhood, we want to thank you, because oftentimes people will talk about going to a community process or going to the neighborhood, and at the end of the day, most times the process gets better because of the community. So I want to thank anyone here from the Fenway neighborhood that's here today, and thank you for this project. This neighborhood's also home to a lot of important landmarks. We have a little baseball park down the street called Fenway Park. We have a little museum right around the corner called the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. And we have a small little venue around the corner as well called the House of Blues. Pierce Boston is going to add to the charm and the historic piece of this neighborhood. It's, as Steve said, it's going to be the tallest building in the neighborhood, but it's also going to be on a list that's going to make the neighborhood here in the Fenway area continue to shine. Boston is in the middle of a building boom, a housing boom. Pierce Boston is emblematic of the growth that we're seeing in the city of Boston. Last month, we launched the Imagine Boston 23rd citywide planning process as a draft proposal of what our city is going to look like over the course of the next 50 years. This plan is going to lay out how we guide a very smart way to approaching growth, design, and how we actually look at our neighborhoods in the city of Boston. We launched a housing plan a couple years ago to create 53,000 units of new housing by the year 2030. This project here is going to add about 350 new condominium projects as well as affordable units towards that plan. It also is going to have street-level retail, which is important for a neighborhood. And this tower is going to not just help us achieve our housing goals, but it's going to enhance the community, and it's going to be environmentally responsible, something that's really important for us. This tower is uniquely designed, as Steve also said, to respect the character of this neighborhood. This honor is going to honor one of the icons that we have in the city in the Isabella Stewart Museum. A gallery that Pierce Boston the lobby will pay tribute to her collection and her artwork, and the building will feature art programs and engage pedestrians coming through. This building stands right next to the Emerald Necklace and the Higginson Circle, and beloved community parks that we have in the city. It's earned a LEED certified silver certification, and it's going to operate in an environmentally friendly way. And if you look at the Imagine Boston plan, we talk an awful lot about the future of our city when it comes to the environment. I can't do anything about the ambulances, though. It's also going to help support our green space in the city, as so many people in our community love. This project was made possible by so many skilled designers, builders, contractors that are here today. I want to give John Moriarty another shout out, but I want to give, in particular, the men and women of the building trades that are working on this project a shout out. Certainly, you're very close to my heart. I spent 2 years as the head of the Boston Building Trades. It was an incredible opportunity for me to represent the men and women who work for the different trades in the city. I want to thank you for that opportunity, but thank you for the work you do too, and let you know that I know that Steve and the whole team here appreciates your work, because I've had the chance to talk to Steve privately to talk about the men and women in this project. I want to give a shout out to a couple of people that are here, not individuals, but those of you that graduated Building Pathways and Operation Exit, two programs that we started when I was at the Building Trades and as mayor of the city of Boston to give opportunities for people to get into the trades. And I want to thank you. If you're here today, graduates or part of this job, congratulations on that. To the Fenway community, I want to thank you as well for your stewardship and the uniqueness of this beautiful area. This is an exciting project, and it's going to certainly add not just to the value here in this building, but it's going to be something for other designers that when they come into City Hall and talk about what proposals and what projects they want to do, we're going to be able to point to this building and say this is something that's unique, where it has retail, residential, high-end, low-end residential, art space, public space, neighborhood space, everything you can, retail space, everything you can imagine in an individual project is all wrapped up into one here. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you all very much. I'm John Moriarty, and I just want to ask, why do you think this is so hard? I did the first estimate for Steve 9 years ago. Buildings changed dramatically, fabulous designers, fabulous team of people, and what this embodies as wonderful part of doing business in Boston is a collaboration that is just very unique. We work up and down the East Coast. This takes the team of the city and every part of the city to do it. A developer who gets it, that he's a partner, he's a collaborator, he's an enabler to help us get done rather than a finger pointer. It's been great fun working with his team. We've had great luck with this design team. It's probably the 20th job we've done together. We've had, so far, there are 200 man-years of labor put into this job. Just think about that. We're not quite halfway there. We have 20,000 yards plus of concrete in place. We're a little bit ahead of schedule, which is nice for the sales team, and it's all because of the way all of these people work together all the time. The building trades have been a fabulous partner of mine over the years. We know we can count on these guys to be here, and gals, more and more, and we're going to change those numbers, Mr. Mayor, and be more inclusive over the next couple of years to have more people from the neighborhoods in the trades. We're all working to this together. This is not because it's a mandate, it's because it's the right thing to do, and it's because people like this understand it. For us, it's a wonderful opportunity. I have to do one shout out, and that is that I have an employee who became a U.S. citizen yesterday, Michael Moore. And it's that decision, the confidence that we have in this community, in this nation, embodied by the politicians in this state who work together to get things done. We are so lucky to be here and now. I am so lucky to have this opportunity. I thank you all very, very much. And I want to thank Leslie for an unbelievable partnership in trying to do business. We had breakfast to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong the other day. And it's a very incredibly professional and friendly. I mean, the word awesome is used way too often. It's an awesome relationship, and I'm really proud to be part of it. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm just going to continue the thank yous here. We're so happy to have everybody here today. We're thrilled to be working with Sue Hawks and her team at the Collaborative Companies. They're our exclusive sales and marketing agents for the condos. I also want to thank all of our existing neighbors who are here and also our future neighbors who will soon be residing in Fenway and see what a great place it is that we already know. I'd also just like to again thank JMA, thank John, thank the entire team at JMA and all of the subcontractors for the fabulous work you do. You really are a committed and quality team, and we very much appreciate it. I'd also like to thank our internal team. These projects take years to bring to fruition, and there are so many people that it takes. First, our visionary Steve, and to my partners Joel and Peter and Tom. Our construction team with Larry Green, Charlie Rollins, Kevin Lusko, Becky Bedwell, and Chelsea Salvatore. This construction team is the best construction team that I think we've ever had. Their attention to detail is impeccable, and there's no reason to lose sleep at night. They have so many details under control. Our finance and accounting teams, led by Roger DePrato, with Steve Benelli, Kautar Humari, Pete Simmons, Nate Lammy, Brett Jones, and Kate Sullivan. Our leasing, development, and management team, Sabrina Sandberg, Katie Santorelli, Sarah Scheffel, Mike Fitzpatrick, Jeff Call, Grace Gorman, Graham Smith, Stacia Lyons, and Sarah Greco. And that's just our internal team. And there are a few extra people in the Samuels office, and I'd really like to just thank everyone at Samuels. These projects are huge, they're big undertakings, they're very collaborative, and really require the teamwork of everybody. So thanks to the entire S&A team to make this project happen. I'd also like to thank our design architect, Architectonica, and our executive architect and interiors architect, CBT. When we started this project, the idea of having 2 architects on a project was completely scary, having potential gaps in scope and problems in the field. But these 2 teams have worked seamlessly as if they reside in the same office. They've been and they continue to be flexible and nimble and responsive, and we're very much appreciative. I'd also like to thank our other consultant teams, Goulston Stores, VHB, Maxell, Cosentini, KLLA, Hughes Associates, McPhail, and Goodman Taft, and there are many more, believe it or not. So with that, since this is a concrete building, there's no beam to sign, there's no beam to raise. The signing is the sign over here, so if you haven't signed it, please sign it after the program. But we're going to raise a tree to the tallest point of the building to signify the completion of the highest floor. So I think that's supposed to happen. And again, just want to thank everybody for coming and invite everybody to join us back this direction for a terrific lunch provided by Chef Tiffany Faison from Sweet Cheeks. So thank you.